The Story of Aandal. The most important amongst the Alvar is Aandal, the one and only female Alvar. Aandal is known to be the incarnation of Bhumi Devi. Once in Satya Yuga, Bhumi Devi was saved by Varaha. Bhumi Devi and Lord Varaha had a conversation which has been recorded in Varaha Purana. In the Varaha Purana, Bhumi Devi asked the Lord the way to attain moksha. Bhumi Devi chooses the two ways to please the Lord. The first way was performing flower service or Poomalai Kainkaryam. The second was performing song service or Paamalai Kainkaryam to the Lord. Bhumi Devi decided that she would incarnate as Aandal and do Poomalai Kainkaryam and Paamalai Kainkaryam to the Lord. So Bhumi Devi took the form of beautiful baby girl and appeared in the flower garden or Nandavanam of Periyalvar in the month of Adi, and the star was Puram and it was Tuesday. A devoted Brahmin named Vishnu Chitta, also known as Periyalvar, was the head priest at the Srivilliputturu temple, Vadapatra Sayanar temple. He was a well-learned and deeply spiritual person. Vishnu Chitta's garden was full of trees and plants. Especially he had a Tulsi garden. He usually collected the flowers from the garden to make garlands for the Lord at the Vadapatra Sayanar temple for daily puja or Poomalai Kainkaryam. One morning in a Tamil month of Adi, Vishnu Chitta discovered a baby girl lying under a tulsi plant in the garden. Periyalvar was wonderstruck at the divine appearance of the child. The little baby girl resembled a golden lotus with a beautiful smile. Periyalvar accepted her as his daughter as per the divine will and took her home. He handed over the baby to his wife Vrajai. Vishnu Chitta felt it was God's grace and named her as Kodai or Goda. Vishnu Chitta believed that Goda was born from the earth like goddess Sita. The day in which Vishnu Chitta found the baby is considered the birthday of Aandal, the beginning of Aandal Avatara. Even today, this birthday is celebrated as a 10th day festival of Adipuram in all Lord Vishnu temples. Goddess Aandal is adorned with silk saree, jewels and garlands, and an elaborate feast is offered to her on the Adipuram festival day. Kodai grew up. Vishnu Chitta doted on her in every respect, singing songs to her, telling her stories on Krishna, and shared all the philosophies he knew. Goda appeared a philosophical genius and spent many hours lost in a trance thinking about Krishna. She accompanied her father to many of the Lord Vishnu temples all around her place and grew to love Tamil poetry due to his influence. Goda wanted to be known as Vishnu Chittan Kodai. Vishnu Chitta became her guru. She approached Krishna only through her father. From the age of 5, Kodai woke up very early and accompanied her father to Nandavanam. She used to follow her father in all divine services. Both Periyalvar and Goda used to collect all the flowers and tulsi leaves every day to make garlands. He was very careful that the fragrance of the flowers and tulsi is enjoyed by the Lord. While weaving the flowers into garlands, Goda sang hymns to praise the Lord. When Goda heard Srimad Bhagavatam episodes of Lakshmi Kalyanam, Rukmani Kalyanam and Sita Kalyanam from her father, she developed a desire to marry Sri Krishna. She thought of Krishna as her constant playmate and soulmate. She imagined to be his bride playing the role of his beloved, enjoying his presence. Unknown to her father, she adorned the flower garland herself daily, prepared for the Lord. She would put the garland back to her father to take to the temple and offer to the Lord. She wore the garland and looked at her reflection. This becomes a daily routine for Goda. There's a well inside the Srivilliputturu temple where Goda used to see her reflection every day. One day, the priest at the temple found a long strand of hair in the garland brought by Vishnu Chitta and immediately informed Vishnu Chitta of this sacrilege. The temple priest pointed out that the garland could not be offered to the Lord. On hearing this, Periyalvar gets very distressed. The confused and upset father confronted his daughter. Goda confessed to wearing the garland every day, admiring herself and imagining herself to be the Ranganatha's bride, before handing it over to the unsuspecting father. Goda was very sad on hearing this. Vishnu Chitta carefully prepared a new one and offered it to the Lord. That night, the Lord appeared to Vishnu Chitta and the priest and asked them why they discarded Goda's garland. Lord Ranganatha assured Periyalvar that no wrong had been committed. Lord said that he was most pleased to wear the garlands being owned by Goda. In the dream, Lord told Vishnu Chitta to continue to give the garlands already owned by Goda. So, Goda was also called Sudi Kodutha Nachiyar. In the dream, Lord told Vishnu Chitta to continue to give the garlands already owned by Goda. He realized that his daughter's love for God was very intense and pure. Vishnu Chitta woke up from his dream and understood Goda's spiritual greatness. From this day onwards, Goda became known as Aandal, the girl who ruled over the Lord. Aandal was overjoyed when she heard this. From the next day onwards, the practice was to offer the Lord garlands that were already adorned by Goda. This practice is followed till date. Aandal marrying Lord Ranganatha. Aandal blossomed into a beautiful young woman. Now she came of marriageable age. She stubbornly refused, saying that she would only agree to marry Ranganatha, the Lord at the great temple of Srirangam. Aandal wanted to marry the only Arangan, the Lord of Lords at Srirangam. She chose Lord Ranganatha as her consort. Vishnu Chitta was worried and prayed to the Lord to guide him. There was no place in Aandal's heart for any other person other than the Lord. She prays to Lord Krishna for her wish, which made Lord Ranganatha of Srirangam to appear in Periyalvar's dream. In the dream, Lord ordered Periyalvar to bring Aandal dressed as a bride to Srirangam, where he could marry her. Vishnu Chitta was filled with happy that his daughter would attain her goal. But at the same time, he was sad that he would not see her again. As Srirangam was far away from Srivilliputturu, Periyalvar approached the Pandya king Vallabhadeva and requested him to make arrangements. The king was happy and readily agreed to take the responsibility of arranging the marriage of the divine couple. He made grand arrangements. Aandal was dressed in yellow color silk sari with gemstones and diamond jewelry. Aandal was looking very beautiful with flower decorations. Periyalvar was very happy when he saw the grand arrangements. King Vallabha also joined the bridal party. Aandal sat in the grand pallakku. The marriage procession moved to Srirangam. People came from many places. Music bands, Vedic priests, Periyalvar's disciples, men, women, children accompanied the procession to Srirangam. The bridal procession reached Srirangam. Aandal stepped down from the pallakku and stood before the temple. He walked past the Garuda Mandapam and came near the main sanctum. The Lord was smiling and was very eager to meet Goda. She stepped inside the sanctum with folded hands and walked over the folds of Adishesha and sat at Lord's lotus feet. The Lord married Aandal. The Devas showered flowers and blessed the divine couple. Finally, Aandal had married Lord Ranganatha. She touched the feet of the Lord and dissolved in him forever. She disappeared and merged with the Lord. She turned into a Jyoti to mingle with the beautiful Lord at Srirangam. She was only 15 years at that time. Periyalvar was speechless. He stood there motionless with tears and grief. He went near the sanctum with tears and said that his child Goda was everything to him. There was silence for a while. A divine voice spoke. The voice asked Periyalvar to be calm. The Lord gave darshan to Periyalvar along with Aandal. He was overjoyed at her supreme fortune in being united with Sri Ranganatha.